discovery, and first contact. The vast expanse of space stretched out before the Earthship horizon, its sleek hull gleaming in the light of distant stars. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that surrounded her. The ship had been on its maiden voyage for 6 months, pushing the boundaries of human exploration further than ever before. "Captain, we're picking up an anomalous reading," reported Lieutenant Raj Patel, his fingers dancing across the sensor controls. "It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Sarah leaned forward, her interest piqued. On screen, Lieutenant. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a shimmering distortion in space. It looked like a tear in the fabric of reality itself, pulsing with an otherworldly energy. "What do you make of it, Dr. Nakamura?" Sarah asked, turning to the ship's chief scientist. Dr. Yuki Nakamura adjusted her glasses, her brow furrowed in concentration. "It appears to be some sort of spatial anomaly, Captain. Possibly a wormhole or a gateway to another part of the universe." Sarah nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "All right, let's approach with caution. Helm, take us in closer, but be ready to back off at a moment's notice." As the horizon edged closer to the anomaly, the ship's systems began to fluctuate. Lights dimmed and brightened erratically, and the artificial gravity wavered. "Captain, we're losing control," shouted the helmsman, frantically trying to stabilize the ship. Before Sarah could respond, a brilliant flash of light engulfed the bridge. When it faded, the crew found themselves in an entirely different region of space. The anomaly was gone, replaced by an alien landscape that took their breath away. A massive ring world stretched out before them, its curved surface dotted with sprawling cities and lush forests. Streams of light crisscrossed the structure, connecting various points in an intricate web of energy. "My God," whispered Sarah, her eyes wide with awe. "We've made first contact." As the crew marveled at the sight, a fleet of sleek, silvery ships appeared on the horizon. They moved with impossible grace, surrounding the horizon in a matter of seconds. "Captain, we're being hailed," reported Lieutenant Patel, his voice tinged with nervous excitement. Sarah took a deep breath, straightening her uniform. "This is it, people. The moment humanity has been waiting for. Open a channel." The view screen flickered once more, revealing a being unlike anything they had ever seen. It had a humanoid shape, but its skin shimmered with an iridescent quality, and its eyes were large, multifaceted orbs that seemed to take in everything at once. "Greetings, visitors from beyond," the alien spoke, its voice a melodious blend of tones that seemed to resonate within their minds. "I am Zarek, emissary of the Lumina Collective. We welcome you to our home, the Celestial Ring." Sarah stepped forward, her heart pounding, but her voice steady. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earthship Horizon. We come in peace and friendship, seeking to learn and understand." Zarek's expression shifted in a way that might have been a smile. "Your arrival was foretold in our ancient prophecies, Captain Chen. We have long awaited this day, when the children of Earth would join us among the stars." As Sarah and Zarek continued their conversation, the crew of the Horizon learned that the Lumina were an ancient race, guardians of knowledge and keepers of cosmic balance. They had created the Celestial Ring as a haven for various species throughout the galaxy, fostering cooperation and mutual understanding. "We invite you and your crew to join us on the ring," Zarek said. "There is much we can learn from each other." Sarah glanced at her crew, seeing the mix of excitement and apprehension on their faces. This was far beyond their original mission parameters, but the opportunity was too great to pass up. "We would be honored, Emissary Zarek," Sarah replied, "but I must inform our home world of our situation. Is there a way we can send a message back to Earth?" Zarek's eyes shimmered with an inner light. "Of course, our quantum communication network can easily reach your planet. But be warned, Captain Chen, Your arrival here may have set in motion events that will reshape the destiny of both our peoples. As the Horizon was escorted to a docking bay on the celestial ring, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on the precipice of a new era for humanity. The secrets and wonders of the universe lay before them, waiting to be discovered. Little did they know that their arrival had not gone unnoticed by other, less benevolent forces. In the shadows between stars, ancient eyes turned their gaze upon the Earthship and its new allies. The balance of power in the galaxy was about to shift, and humanity would find itself at the center of a cosmic storm. As the crew of the Horizon stepped onto the surface of the celestial ring for the first time, they were greeted by a breathtaking vista of alien architecture and natural beauty. Towering spires of crystalline material reached towards the artificial sky, while anti-gravity platforms ferried beings of all shapes and sizes between levels. Dr. Nakamura immediately began taking readings with her handheld scanner, her eyes wide with wonder. "Captain, the technology here is beyond anything we've ever imagined. The energy output of this structure alone it's incomprehensible." Sarah nodded, trying to take it all in. "Remember, everyone, we're not just explorers now. We're ambassadors for our entire species. Let's make a good first impression." As they followed Zarek through the bustling streets of the ring, the humans couldn't help but feel a sense of insignificance. Here were creatures that had mastered the fundamental forces of the universe, bending space and time to their will. And yet, they welcomed humanity with open arms. "Tell me, Captain Chen," Zarek said as they walked, "what drives your people to explore the stars? What is it you seek?" Sarah considered the question carefully before answering. "Knowledge, I suppose. Understanding. We've always been curious about our place in the universe, always looking to push beyond our limits." Zarek's multifaceted eyes seemed to twinkle. "In noble pursuit, it is that very curiosity that led us to create the celestial ring. Here, we gather the wisdom of 1,000 civilizations, working together to unlock the deepest mysteries of existence." As they continued their tour, Sarah and her crew were introduced to representatives from dozens of alien species. Each had their own unique biology, culture, and technological specialties. It was a dizzying array of diversity, all coexisting in harmony. But amid the wonder and excitement, a nagging question tugged at Sarah's mind. She pulled Zarek aside as the others marveled at a display of faster-than-light propulsion systems. "Isari, you mentioned that our arrival was foretold. What exactly did these prophecies say? And why us? Why humanity?" Zarek's expression grew solemn. "The universe is vast and full of wonders, Captain Chen, but it is not without its dangers. There are forces at work that seek to disrupt the balance we have worked so hard to maintain. Your people, with your adaptability and determination, may be the key to preserving peace in the galaxy." Before Sarah could press for more details, an alarm sounded throughout the ring. Zarek's eyes widened in alarm. "It cannot be," the alien whispered. "They found us." The sky above the celestial ring darkened as a massive ship emerged from hyperspace. It dwarfed even the Lumina vessels, its hull covered in strange, organic-looking growths that pulsed with an eerie light. "What is that?" Sarah asked, her hand instinctively moving to the weapon at her hip. Zarek's voice was grim. "The Void Collective. A hive mind of conquered species, bent on assimilating all sentient life in the galaxy. We've managed to keep them at bay for millennia. But now..." As tendrils of dark energy began to reach out from the massive ship, Sarah realized that humanity's first steps into the galactic community would be baptized in fire. The crew of the Horizon, armed with little more than their wits and determination, would have to prove that humanity deserved its place among the stars. The battle for survival had begun, and the fate of not just Earth, but countless worlds, hung in the balance. The struggle for coexistence. As the Void Collective's massive ship loomed over the celestial ring, chaos erupted among its inhabitants. Panic spread through the streets as beings of all species rushed for safety. Captain Sarah Chen and her crew found themselves at the center of a storm they never could have imagined. "Emissary Zarek," Sarah shouted over the cacophony of alarms. "What can we do to help?" The luminous iridescent skin pulsed with urgency. "We must reach the ring's central defense hub. Your ship, the Horizon, may be our key to repelling this attack." As they raced through the city, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at the stark contrast between the peaceful utopia they'd witnessed mere moments ago and the current state of emergency. The true test of any civilization, she realized, was how it faced adversity. Upon reaching the defense hub, they were greeted by a diverse group of alien strategists, each bringing their unique perspectives to the crisis at hand. "The Void Collective's primary weapon is assimilation," explained Crix, an insectoid being with compound eyes and chitinous armor. "They absorb the consciousness and biomass of entire species, adding their strengths to their own." Dr. Nakamura's eyes widened. "That's horrifying. How have you managed to resist them for so long?" Zarek gestured to a holographic display of the ring's defenses. "Our technology allows us to create barriers that disrupt their assimilation process, but they're constantly adapting, finding new ways to breach our defenses." Sarah studied the tactical readouts, her mind racing. What if we could use that adaptation against them? "Lieutenant Patel, what's the status of the Horizon's experimental phase shift drive?" Raj's fingers flew over his datapad. "It's untested in combat situations, Captain, but theoretically, it could allow us to shift out of phase with normal space-time." A plan began to form in Sarah's mind. If we could modify that technology to create a phase-shifted barrier around the ring. Zarek's multifaceted eyes gleamed with understanding. Then the Void Collective's attempts to adapt would cause them to shift out of sync with our reality. "Brilliant, Captain Chen." As the defense team worked feverishly to implement Sarah's plan, the first wave of the Void Collective's assault began. Tendrils of dark energy lashed out at the ring's existing shields, probing for weaknesses. "We need more time," Dr. Nakamura shouted, her hands deep in the circuitry of the Lumina control panel. "The integration of our phase shift technology with their systems is more complex than we anticipated." Sarah made a split-second decision. "Raj, you and Dr. Nakamura stay here and complete the modifications. I'm taking the Horizon out to buy us some time." Despite protests from both her crew and the Lumina, Sarah knew it was their only chance. As she raced back to her ship, she could feel the weight of not just humanity's future, but that of countless alien civilizations resting on her shoulders. The Horizon burst from its docking bay, its engines flaring to life. Sarah's hands danced over the controls, guiding the ship on an intercept course with the Void Collective's massive vessel. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Earthship Horizon." She broadcast on all frequencies. "You are in violation of sovereign space. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences." For a moment, there was silence. Then, a chilling response came through the COM system. It wasn't a voice, but a cacophony of millions of minds speaking as one. "We are the Void. Resistance is irrelevant. You will be assimilated, your uniqueness added to our own. Prepare yourselves." Sarah gritted her teeth. "Not today," she muttered, engaging the Horizon's weapon systems. What followed was a David and Goliath battle of epic proportions. The Horizon darted and weaved through space, its agility allowing it to avoid the worst of the Void Collective's attacks while landing precision strikes of its own. But it wasn't a battle they could win through firepower alone. Sarah's goal was distraction, and in that, she succeeded brilliantly. The Void Collective's full attention was focused on this insignificant yet annoyingly persistent human vessel. Just when it seemed the Horizon couldn't take another hit, Raj's voice crackled through the COM. "Captain, we're ready. Get clear of the ring's perimeter." Sarah didn't need to be told twice. She pushed the engines to their limit, breaking away from the engagement. Behind her, the celestial ring began to shimmer and fade, as if it were being erased from existence itself. The Void Collective's ship surged forward, tendrils of dark energy reaching out to grasp Nothing. Where the ring had been, there was now only empty space. As Sarah watched in awe, the ring faced back into view. But something was different. The Void Collective's massive ship seemed to pass right through it, unable to make contact. It worked, Sarah breathed, a grin spreading across her face. It actually worked. But their victory was short-lived. As the Void Collective's ship withdrew to regroup, Sarah could see the strain on the ring's systems. The phase shift barrier was holding. But for how long? As the horizon docked once more with the celestial ring, Sarah knew that this was only the beginning. They had won the battle, but the war was far from over. The struggle for coexistence in a universe full of wonders and terrors had only just begun. And humanity, represented by the crew of the Horizon, had taken its first steps towards becoming a key player in this cosmic drama. The question remained, were they ready for the challenges that lay ahead, confronting the common threat? In the days following the Void Collective's initial assault, the celestial ring buzzed with activity. The phase shift barrier held, but it was clear that a more permanent solution was needed. Captain Sarah Chen and her crew found themselves at the center of a galactic coalition, their unique perspective and innovative thinking valued by species far more advanced than humanity. The barrier won't hold forever, Zark explained during a strategy session. The Void Collective is patient. They'll wait us out, adapting and evolving until they find a way through. Sarah nodded, her brow furrowed in concentration. Then we need to take the fight to them. But how do you combat an enemy that assimilates every advantage you throw at it? It was Dr. Nakamura who provided the spark of inspiration. What if we could introduce something they can't assimilate? A form of organized chaos. The assembled alien representatives looked at her curiously. Crix, the insectoid strategist, clicked his mandibles. Explain, Doctor. Well, the Void Collective operates on perfect unity, right? Every part working in harmony with the whole. But that's not how nature truly works. In any ecosystem, there's competition, adaptation, even random mutations. What if we could introduce that element of unpredictability into their system? The idea took root, growing and evolving as minds from a dozen different species contributed their insights. The plan that emerged was audacious, borderline insane, but it just might work. They would create a virus, not a biological one, but a hybrid of technology and consciousness. It would carry the combined knowledge and adaptability of every species on the celestial ring, including humanity's unique knack for thinking outside the box. When introduced into the Void Collective's hive mind, it would create pockets of individuality, disrupting their perfect unity. The task of creating this chaos virus fell to an unlikely team. Dr. Nakamura, Crix, and a Lumina consciousness scientist named Eloan. They worked tirelessly, combining cutting-edge technology with abstract philosophical concepts and the fundamental laws of nature itself. Meanwhile, Sarah and Lieutenant Patel worked with the Ring's defense forces to prepare for the inevitable confrontation. The Horizon was retrofitted with Lumina technology, enhancing its capabilities far beyond its original Earthborn specifications. As the days turned to weeks, tension mounted. The Void Collective's massive ship remained just outside the phase shift barrier, constant reminder of the threat looming over them all. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of preparation, the day of reckoning arrived. The chaos virus was ready, but delivering it to the heart of the Void Collective would be a suicide mission. I'll do it, Sarah volunteered without hesitation. The Horizon is the fastest ship we have, and I know her better than anyone. Protests erupted from all sides, but Sarah stood firm. This is bigger than any one of us. If there's even a chance this could work, I have to try. In the end, they knew she was right. As Sarah prepared to embark on her mission, she was struck by the gravity of the moment. Here she was, a human from Earth, about to undertake a mission that could determine the fate of countless civilizations across the galaxy. The launch bay was crowded with beings of all shapes and sizes, each coming to bid farewell and good luck to the human captain who had become a symbol of hope. Dr. Nakamura handed Sarah a small, pulsing orb, the physical manifestation of the chaos virus. "Remember, Captain," she said, her voice thick with emotion, "the virus will need time to spread through their system. You'll have to get as close to the center of their ship as possible." Sarah nodded, clutching the orb tightly. "I understand. Thank you, Yuki, for everything." As the horizon detached from the celestial ring, Sarah took one last look at the magnificent structure that had become a second home. Then, with a deep breath, she engaged the engines and headed straight for the heart of darkness. The Void Collective's defenses came to life as soon as the horizon crossed the phase shift barrier. Beams of dark energy lashed out, seeking to ensnare the tiny ship, but Sarah's piloting skills, enhanced by the Lumina upgrades, allowed her to dance through the deadly web. As she neared the massive ship, Sarah could feel a pressure building in her mind. The Void Collective was trying to assimilate her consciousness, to add her uniqueness to their own. She gritted her teeth, focusing on her mission, on the faces of those she'd left behind. With a final burst of speed, the horizon smashed through the outer hull of the Void Collective's ship. Alarms blared as Sarah raced through twisting, organic-looking corridors, searching for the central hub. She found it in a massive chamber, pulsing with dark energy. At its center floated a writhing mass of consciousness, the combined minds of billions of assimilated beings. Sarah's hand shook as she held up the orb containing the chaos virus. "For Earth," she whispered. "For the celestial ring. For every life that matters." With all her strength, she hurled the orb into the heart of the Void Collective. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, blinding light erupted from the point of impact, spreading outward in pulsing waves. Sarah felt the ship lurch beneath her feet. The Void Collective's unified mind was fragmenting, individual consciousnesses breaking free from the hive. In the chaos, she knew this was her only chance to escape. As the horizon burst free from the disintegrating Void Collective ship, Sarah looked back to see it breaking apart, not in an explosion, but in a dazzling display of light and energy. The assimilated consciousnesses were breaking free, returning to their original forms. Exhausted but triumphant, Sarah guided the horizon back to the celestial ring. The phase shift barrier dropped, allowing her to dock. As she stepped out of her ship, she was greeted by a thunderous cheer from the assembled crowd. Zarek approached, his iridescent skin glowing with joy. "Captain Chen, you've done it. The Void Collective is no more. You've saved us all." Sarah smiled warily. "No, emissary, we did it. All of us, working together. That's the true power we have." As news of the Void Collective's defeat spread throughout the galaxy, a new era dawned. The boundaries between species began to blur as the spirit of cooperation that had saved them all took root. And at the center of it all stood humanity, represented by the brave crew of the Horizon, ready to face whatever new adventures the universe had in store. Forging an alliance. In the aftermath of the Void Collective's defeat, the galaxy entered a period of unprecedented change. The Celestial Ring, once a hidden sanctuary, now stood as a beacon of hope and unity for countless civilizations. And at the heart of this transformation was the crew of the Earthship Horizon, whose actions had reshaped the cosmic landscape. Captain Sarah Chen found herself thrust into the role of diplomat, bridging the gap between humanity and the advanced species of the galactic community. The United Nations of Earth, upon receiving the full report of the Horizon's adventures, realized the enormity of the situation. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe, and they were woefully unprepared for the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. "We need to establish a formal alliance," Sarah argued during a holographic conference with Earth's leaders. "The threats we faced with the Void Collective may be gone, but there are other dangers out there. We're stronger together." The debate raged for days, with some Earth factions arguing for isolation, fearing the influence of alien cultures. But in the end, Sarah's experiences and the undeniable benefits of cooperation won out. Earth would join the galactic community, with the crew of the Horizon serving as its first official ambassadors. The Lumina, recognizing the unique role humanity had played in recent events, proposed the creation of a new organization, the Galactic Cooperative for Peace and Progress, GCPP. This alliance would bring together species from across the galaxy, pooling knowledge, resources, and strengths to face future challenges. As preparations for the inaugural GCPP summit began, Sarah and her crew found themselves busier than ever. Dr. Nakamura worked tirelessly with alien scientists, combining Earth's scientific methods with advanced alien technologies to push the boundaries of knowledge even further. Lieutenant Patel became an instructor, teaching Earth combat techniques to species with physiologies he could scarcely comprehend. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Cultural misunderstandings and centuries-old conflicts between alien species threatened to derail the alliance before it could even begin. Sarah often found herself playing the role of mediator, her human perspective providing a fresh outlook on age-old disputes. One particularly tense moment came during negotiations with the Vorax, a silicon-based species known for their logical mindset and isolationist tendencies. Their representative, a crystalline being named Zurix, was skeptical of the proposed alliance. "Your species is young," Zurix stated, its faceted body refracting light as it spoke. "How can we trust that you won't bring your human conflicts into our peaceful sector of space?" Sarah took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. It's true that humanity has a history of conflict, but it's also that very history that drives us to seek peace. We've seen the cost of division, and we've learned that our greatest achievements come when we work together. Our youth as a spacefaring species gives us a unique perspective. We know we have much to learn, and we're eager to do so. Her words seemed to resonate not just with Zurix, but with many of the other representatives as well. The human capacity for self-reflection and adaptation, combined with their determination and creativity, began to be seen as valuable assets to the galactic community. As the day of the GCPP summit approached, a palpable sense of excitement filled the celestial ring. Delegates from thousands of worlds arrived, each bringing their own unique perspectives and contributions. The Grand Assembly Hall, a marvel of Lumina architecture, was filled to capacity with beings of all shapes, sizes, and compositions. Zarek, serving as the interim leader of the GCPP, called the assembly to order. Today, the Lumina's melodious voice resonated through the hall. We stand on the brink of a new era. An era of cooperation, of shared knowledge, of unity in the face of a new era of unity. As Zarek's words echoed through the Grand Assembly Hall, Captain Sarah Chen felt a swell of emotion. She stood at the podium, representing not just Earth, but the spirit of unity that had brought them all together. "Fellow beings of the galaxy," Sarah began, her voice steady despite her nerves. "We gather here today, not as separate species, but as one galactic family. Our journey to this moment has been fraught with challenges, but it has also shown us the incredible things we can achieve when we work together." She paused, looking out at the sea of diverse faces. The Void Collective taught us a valuable lesson. In their quest for perfection through assimilation, they lost sight of the true strength that comes from diversity. It was our differences, our unique perspectives and abilities, that allowed us to overcome a threat that seemed insurmountable. As Sarah spoke, holographic displays came to life around the hall, showing images of the various species working together during the crisis. The Lumina's advanced technology, the strategic brilliance of the insectoid cricks, the adaptability of humans, and countless other contributions that had led to their victory. But our work is far from over, Sarah continued. The formation of the Galactic Cooperative for Peace and Progress is not an end, but a beginning. We face challenges that no single species can overcome alone. Climate change on countless worlds, the ethical implications of advancing technologies, the exploration of dimensions beyond our comprehension, These are the frontiers we must brave together. The assembly listened intently, beings of all kinds finding common ground in her words. Even Xerix, the initially skeptical Vorax representative, seemed moved. As we move forward, let us remember that every life matters. Sarah's voice grew passionate. From the smallest microorganism to the grandest spacefaring civilization, we are all threads in the cosmic tapestry. Our strength lies in our interconnectedness, our shared destiny among the stars. Sarah concluded her speech. The assembly erupted in a cacophony of cheers, whistles, and other expressions of approval from various species. The Galactic Cooperative for Peace and Progress was officially born. In the years that followed, the GCPP became a driving force for positive change throughout the galaxy. With the Celestial Ring serving as its headquarters, the organization tackled challenges on a scale never before imagined. Humanity, despite its relative youth as a spacefaring species, quickly became an integral part of this new galactic society. Earth cities were transformed with alien technologies, while human innovations in art, music, and philosophy spread to the farthest reaches of known space. The crew of the Horizon, hailed as heroes, took on new roles in this brave new world. Captain Sarah Chen became a key diplomat, her experiences and leadership skills helping to navigate the complex waters of interspecies relations. Dr. Yuki Nakamura led a multi-species scientific task force, pushing the boundaries of knowledge across multiple disciplines. Lieutenant Raj Patel headed up a new branch of the GCPP focused on galactic security and peacekeeping. But perhaps the most profound changes were felt on a personal level. Interspecies friendships, cultural exchanges, and even romances became increasingly common. The idea that every life matters wasn't just a slogan, but a lived reality. 5 years after the formation of the GCPP, the Horizon, now upgraded with technology from a dozen different species, prepared to embark on a new mission. They would lead an expedition beyond the edges of known space, seeking out new life and new civilizations. As Sarah stood on the bridge, she couldn't help but reflect on how far they'd come. From a simple exploration mission to the front lines of a galactic conflict, and now to the dawn of a new age of discovery and cooperation. Captain, Raj called from his station. "We're ready for departure." Sarah nodded, a smile playing on her lips. "Thank you, Lieutenant." She turned to address her crew, a diverse mix of humans and aliens, all working in perfect harmony. "Well, everyone, are we ready to make history again?" The enthusiastic response from her crew said it all. As the Horizon disengaged from its docking bay at the Celestial Ring, Sarah felt a sense of excitement and purpose. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but also potential dangers. Yet she knew that whatever they faced out there, they would face it together. The ship accelerated, streaking away from the Celestial Ring in a blaze of light. Behind them, the ring stood as a shining symbol of unity, a testament to the unbreakable bond forged in the crucible of survival. Before them lay the unknown, full of promise and possibility. As the Horizon leaped into faster-than-light travel, Sarah whispered the words that had become the motto of this new galactic age. Every life matters. The stars streaked by, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of countless beings across the galaxy. The adventure was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun.